Thamsanqa now joins me in the studio for more analysis on that story. It is very controversial, but why is the arrest of this man so significant?
It's significant because it is very controversial, but also because he is quite important and pivotal in terms of Rwanda and Rwanda going forward. And you cannot discuss Karake outside the entire genocide that happened, because if he was to be taken to court, if he was to be charged with anything, then people will be asking questions. Why can't the wider question be asked about those that were responsible for genocide? Because he is one of the guys that led the fight against the perpetrators of the genocide. Hence
the hero status that he has.
Yes. And he has also been the deputy UN Peace Commission, peacekeeping force head in Darfur in Sudan. When these charges were actually done, he was in Sudan working for the UN as the deputy commander of the forces that were there. And above all, he is the head of the intelligence in Rwanda. So if he's not there, then the country is not protected.
Right, and it's interesting as well, because from the UK's perspective, Britain does have a very close relationship with Rwanda and its president, Paul Kagame. So given that link, how embarrassing is this for the United Kingdom, and could it tangibly damage relations between the two countries?
Well, when you listen to the British talking, it appears this is a conscious diplomatic move that they did, because Karake has been in the UK quite a number of times before, and nothing has been done. And the Americans in particular were protecting him when these charges were done, when he was still with the UN forces. So it looks like it was a calculated move. They knew this was coming, and they deliberately allowed it to happen, which is why they were not condemning it. But it is also interesting to note that there are so many others who have worked with him before, who are very, very furious that this is going on.
And will no doubt keep away as well, in case they themselves could get caught in a similar net. But I mean, the big question, of course, is what was he doing in London? Because there are rumours that he was meeting officials from MI5, and given his intelligence background, that would certainly make sense, wouldn't it?
Well, Andrew Mitchell, who was the International Development Secretary for the United Kingdom and worked within that region and worked with Rwanda and knows General Karake personally, had said that he's been to the UK quite a number of times, meeting the head of the intelligence in Britain, Alex Younger. So I mean, they will be meeting at that level. So if that is true, that he had been given guarantees because he was coming for the meetings, then there might be wider questions than what the simple court case.
And that's the point as well, isn't it? Because if there was some element of political calculation, then clearly the left hand didn't know what the right hand was doing. If he was still coming to the UK and still meeting with MI5 officials, and once this meeting is over, he then gets arrested.
Right. I think the first point to acknowledge is that President Kagame has said that he's not happy that General Karake has been arrested in the UK. But also there's a history that Karake was actually arrested in 2010 in Rwanda. And there were problems and people thinking that they might not be getting along. Although they grew up together, they fought together, they grew up as refugees in Uganda, and Karake went to the university in Uganda before he trained in South Africa and Kenya in military terms. And they fought together side by side. But there are quite a number of senior top guys who are now being talked about as not being in good books, especially when it comes to the question of should President Kagame be able to have another term of office or not. But that is speculation.
Yeah.
At the moment, Rwanda is united in saying they are not happy with what is going on. But it might have implications on whether there will be a lot of support from top leaders in Rwanda, because that's what they will be pushing for between now and October, to make sure that if they are going to secure his release, then they do that diplomatically.
Because that bail hearing's due to be held again later in the year. He's been granted bail of about $1 million, or £1 million, I should say. And again, people drawing parallels between what's happened here and, of course, the Spanish judge issuing an arrest warrant for General Pinochet. So that's going right back to the 1990s. But Tam, we have to leave it there. But thank you so much, as ever, for that comprehensive analysis on that story.